full disclaimer, I knew jack shit about this movie. It was just a Thursday night. I was like, oh, Violent Night's out. Let's see that, because it has David Harbour, so let's check it out. Violent Night. Violent Night is the newest action comedy movie that stars David Harbour that's coming out in theaters officially tomorrow to kick off the holiday season, the last month of the year for December. It's a comedy movie, it's an action movie, it's a Christmas movie, but is the movie good? It's a movie that I'm gonna say, if you know what you like, then this movie might be for you. I just know that me and comedies totally mix. We're like oil and water. Just don't go good together. But I will say that is a comedy movie, an action movie that kind with some heart, like trying to be a grab bag of things. Like it wants to be Die Hard, but it also wants to be like Home Alone, kinda. Okay, I'm gonna jump right into it. Just let's talk about the pros and cons why I believe that Violent Night is in theaters officially tomorrow. You can check it out. Here's what you know about the movie. Let's go. Adding the movie, David Harbour, he's Santa Claus. I ain't seen no trailers, so I don't know if it's in the trailers, but I was just like, was that supposed to be like a secret? Because I didn't know they was gonna be like, oh yeah, he's full-fledged Santa Claus. He's got the magic and all that other shit, but it's like one of the things that when you think about it too much, you're gonna be like, he's Santa Claus. He shouldn't be taking a beating like this. David Harbour does good as Santa Claus, shit like that. You know, he gets the job done. He's not like full like David Harbour from Stranger Things and shit. He actually plays like he got some heart to him. I thought that Saint Nick, you know, he did good in the role he was in. He was kicking ass, shit like that. At least his stunt level was kicking ass. So David Harbour was good in the movie. Also, John Wick was how do you say it's John? Okay, John with an L. That's how you say his last name. I hate fucking up names. But John was good too as the mustache twirling cartoon villain in the movie too. So yeah, there you go with that. Overall, adding the movie was just passable, functional, whatever. Okay, now plot of the movie. It's Christmas Eve and shit like that. You got this rich family, stuff like that, and they're going to the mother house to try to, you know, celebrate Christmas and whatnot, exchange gifts. But until this robbery happens, starring John, and all of a sudden Santa Claus gets on the scene to deliver gifts, stuff like that, because that's just what Santa Claus does. He delivers gifts, taken over by fucking terrorists and shit. Santa Claus pretty much just like, well, I want to get out of the situation, but I kind of end up killing somebody. And you got this little girl that's like, please, Santa, help us. So Santa Claus, as being Santa Claus, he's got to get some shit done. So now, that's the movie. Pretty much got Santa Claus in a house murdering folks. That's the film. Pros in the movie, like I said, the action in the movie, when it does happen, some pretty sweet kills. Like I said, it was kills in the movie, stuff like that reminded me straight up of like, this is like fucking John Wick. Get going, Santa Claus. Kill those assholes. I do like an element of like, oh, okay, it's got that like Christmas feel to it, but at the same time, it's like a mixed bag of the action scenes that did happen in the movie. Like they were kind of few far between. Like it takes a while for the movie to get going, and then the action scene happens with Santa Claus. Cool. Then we get like this like large chunk in the second half that pretty much just slows the movie down to a halt. So my members people kind of check out because like, oh, there's nothing happening. Just like, oh, there's backstory. And, you know, back real quick. There is backstory for like, oh yeah, he wasn't always Santa Claus, but the movie never really dives into that. And kind of was like, it's a little jarring because it's like the movie showed us actual flashback clips of him being like this fucking warrior Viking shit from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but they never like really explained like how did you become Santa Claus? Did they pull like a demon knight and shit where it's like, oh, someone passed Santa Claus essence to you? Movie never explains that. So it's not like a deal breaker, but it is something that's kind of like I never did explain that. Also, another thing too is kind of a nitpick, but review. Critics. Santa Claus is supposed to be this magical being and shit like that, but he takes damage and almost nearly dies in this movie, and I couldn't just help but think like, you're Santa Claus, you're magic. Just heal yourself like Wolverine. I hate bagging on this movie because this movie, like I said, it's got an audience. You know, the comedy in the movie, it's okay-ish, kind of like that like dark humor comedy. So like last half of the movie pretty much turns into Home Alone and shit, and I was like, oh, it's okay. And then like the movie kind of drags on because it gets predictable at the end because this thing happened. You're just like, okay, this is going to happen. So hurry up, movie, make it happen. Then it happened, and the movie was over. Thank God. At the end of the day, Violent Night was an action comedy Christmas movie that I did not mind, especially not knowing what the hell I was getting myself into. David Harbour was really functional as Santa Claus, and the movie was just like You can watch it one time, or you can not watch it at all. Just know what you like. With that being said, I'm instantly going to say that Violent Night is definitely, for me, a good 4 out of 10, which is just okay. Violent Night is in theaters officially tomorrow. You're going to see it, not going to see a type of, let me know to talk about it. See you guys in the next video. As always, subscribe. Until next time.